All right, so this is the fast, down, and dirty kind of way to type yourself into Socionics. This is kind of like meant for somebody who maybe is new to Socionics. You've heard of it and you kind of want to get involved. You want to give it a shot. All right, so how do you start? Well, first, I'm going to recommend that you check out. I'm going to move myself over here. This page, the World Socionics Blogspot. Okay, you can see it here on the top. It's from the World Socionics Society. I think they're probably one of the best ones you can go to, especially for the English speaking world. Okay, and you can check it out there. So go there, go to the page, check all this here on the right side. Okay, and you see all these little dates down here, 2014, way back. We'll click on that. And let's see if we get there. Okay, and of course, we're going way back because this is when the founder there, Jack Aaron, put together a lot of the basics. Okay, so all this stuff here on the basics. All right, so here we're going to scroll, and we get to the quadras right there, quadras. Wham. So here's some stuff that kind of helps make sense of some of the quadras a little bit, but I recommend pause that for a second and really just go right here. Here are the quadras, right? Alpha, beta, gamma, and delta. Okay, so come here, read through them, check them out, see which one kind of lines up with you the most. All right, now it's okay if you feel like one or two of them, you're close, you're between a couple of them. That's fine. That's going to happen. Usually, most people will go straight to one of them, or will be like, mostly 80% feel like alpha, but a little bit of delta kind of sort of gets to me. Okay. So we'll say, okay, you're probably alpha then, right? So now, instead of having 16 types, you now only have 4 types you got to deal with, right? Here are the types listed up here and here and here and here, right? So you read through them. Okay. Now that you've picked one, you're going to start to think, all right, out of the 4 that are in there, am I maybe more of the extroverted type? Is that how people would normally see me? Do I think of myself that way? Right. Okay. That's not the technical way to do it. You know, many of the highbrow socionics people would say don't do that. And there's a reason for that. But since we're getting started, we're not going to worry about it right now. So we're going to pick one of those and go, okay, maybe I'm one of the more extroverted types. All right. So am I going to be the ILE or the ESE, right? Leading with some kind of extroverted function. That's where at that point you kind of need to know the basics on the information elements like SI, SE, what is NE, what is TE, FI, that kind of stuff, right? Which I've got on my channel. There's also more stuff on this particular page. I don't want to quite dig for it yet, but it's here too, right? It's all over the place. And then you can start to figure out, okay, do I feel like I'm leading with an FE function, or do I feel like I'm leading with any or whatever, right? And that'll help you kind of get down to the specific type. All right. Sometimes you might go, you know what? I thought it was going to be ILE, but I read the profile. It's not adding up. So let me back up. Let me check the other one. Let me check some of the other ones here within this quadra. And if that doesn't work, then you back up completely and you assume, hey, maybe I was wrong. I thought I was alpha, but maybe I'm actually delta. Okay, I was feeling a little bit of delta the first time, so now I'm going to check delta and I'm going to do the same process. Am I more of that extroverted or introverted type? And let me go in there. Okay. All right, so that's kind of the quick way of getting yourself involved. Once you've done all that, of course, feel free to dig deeper. That's when you can start looking at all this stuff, trying to put all this together. You can look deeper. This is how everything is kind of laid out, you know, et cetera, et cetera. Go through all this, and you can find the profiles as well. This is all in intertype relations. That should be one of the last things you deal with because that's a whole nother complicated mess. Okay, first figure out what you want. Okay, and that's really the down dirty way to kind of get started. Okay, let me know what you think. Oh, and actually, before I went, this is of course the World Socionics blog spot, as I mentioned before, really good site. But maybe you might want to go to sociotype.com or Wikisocion or one of those. Those sites have their own way of describing stuff. And you never know. Maybe sometimes you'll read what a gamma quadra is on their website, and that makes more sense to you, right? You're like, oh, okay, yeah, this, you know. Sometimes it's all in the way things are worded to make things click. Okay, so that's another way to do it. So let me know what you think. Please like and subscribe. Okay, and let me know if this kind of helped you out. All right, thanks. Hopefully I'll get there. Let me see if I can actually end this.